Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the engineering mode on the MGHS. So to get to engineering mode on the display, you need to tap on settings. From there, go to system. Once you're in system, you need to tap on the four corners. Not the corners up here, but the corners just surrounding that black border there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You do need to do it quite quickly or it's not going to work. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it'll load up. So this is the engineering menu. It's pretty basic. It does take a second to load sometimes. Pretty basic. So you've got version info up here. So this screen will pretty much summarize the software versions you're using, not just for the whole head unit, but your Bluetooth version with your MAC address, all that sort of stuff. It's going to have your OS version for the navigation, so you can see the last time my navigation was updated was the 5th of the 5th 2020. The date is read backwards, as is the case on a lot of Chinese brandings. If you go back, you've got screen tests. A screen test will pretty much, if you've ever done a screen test on any electronic device, will just run through all the colors just to make sure your RGB whites and blacks are working. Initialize, if you go into that, it basically refactory settings. Backlight test, so pretty much you can check the backlight. If you forget where the on button is, I usually hover my finger over it the moment I do it, just so it comes up. Anything that's written in Chinese, I usually just use the Google Translate app on my phone, use the camera functionality on it, and it'll on the wire, transfer it on the go. After that, Bluetooth test, so you can check your Bluetooth, turn it on and off. Check your signal strength, test mode, so you go in there, test mode failed because I haven't got it connected currently. So screen adjust, I don't actually know what it does, but it just kind of lets you draw on the screen, I guess. GPS test, so if you have a look here, I've actually got 20 satellites that it's found and we've only used 17 of them, so that's pretty good that it's found that many satellites, so it's not bad. Buttons test, so this one you can test your buttons. So if I press, for instance, the air conditioner, it'll go green. If I press the volume down button over here, you can see that that'll light up green. So if you feel like your buttons are broken before you go into the dealership and say, hey, this needs to be fixed, because that's the first thing they're going to do. So if I press the volume mute button on my steering wheel, okay, there's no volume mute on here, but you get the point. Like if I press, defrost, it's gonna do that. It will activate the functions of the car at the same time, unfortunately. RVC test, so that's just your reverse camera. I don't know why it doesn't load a picture of your reverse camera at the same time, but this is you can actually change the brightness, contrast, saturation, and the hue of your reverse camera. I haven't played around with that too much. USB test, that's pretty much the two USB ports that are down here. Just turn that light on. The two USB ports that are down in there, you can test those, make sure there's power and all that sort of stuff. There's enough that they can go through for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Burn test, this is just a screen burn. So usually when you do a screen burn test, because some panels will be OLED, some LCD, all that sort of stuff, you can do that, and it'll basically, if you've had CarPlay up, for instance, for like a 4-hour trip and you haven't changed the screen at all, sometimes even on LCD screens, logos and stuff will burn in on it. And then after that, you got a reboot log, which a lot of this will be in Chinese. Google Translate it. It's pretty interesting. It'll just tell you the timings for the last time you've turned your battery on your accessory, all that sort of stuff. So that's the basic engineering mode. Then we can go